Hi, and welcome to my stream that's gonna be a little bit different from the way that it usually is. As I will now today stream Girls Frontline, which is a game that I've been with for years, and I have stopped playing it for a while and missed two major story events. Generally, I did stick with it for a significant amount of time. Aya Bakasura. And, well, a major story event has started 2 days ago, and I have, for now, or until now, completely refrained from looking into anything that has to do with it, apart from the fact that, obviously, it has to do with previous story events. So, yeah, I will know a lot more that's going on than some of the people here. However, that doesn't mean that the events are any worse for being self-contained. It's just that some of the things that will make me go, oh, will just be like, oh, that's neat, for people that don't know the story so far. But yeah. Also, yeah, my account is quite old. I have quite a lot of stuff on it. So, yeah. I wonder actually which of the adjutants will be chosen. I see. Yes, yes. Apparently I've finished the quest already. Anyway. I will pretty much jump into... The game might actually be a little quiet. No, this might be a little bit loud instead? I'm not sure. Anyway. There's a very convenient button for... Seeing that name doesn't make me happy. Just seeing the name of the first chapter gives me some PTSD flashbacks for... There was a previous event called Singularity, which isn't actually in here yet. Because this is a collection of previous events, but yeah. Anyway. Yes. 10.5. Wait, did I not... Did I overlook it? Oh yeah, it's right there. It's fine, it's fine. There's nothing to worry about. It's all okay. But hey. This is fine. I genuinely don't know what's going to happen in this event. Just saying. I have some general outlooks on what might happen, but we shall see. Also, there's some stages that are just story. They usually don't give you that much of a reward, but yeah, there's a lot of story there. So, let's go. A week after the Paldiski submarine base incident, which was an incident where the played character of that you play in that event, was breaking into an old military base to break something out while they were fighting a private corporation that was in that base, trying to hold you out of it. And while you were inside of the base, a rogue faction of the military tried to break into the base and destroying you. Don't even know how a gacha game event might potentially look, so it leaks ahead of me. Depending on the game, they can look very different. Because an event in a gacha game can either just mean, oh, here's this character that you can pull, or it could be a major story event that has major implications for the entire overarching storyline of the entire universe that, so far, covers multiple games already. Because there's actually another game that is currently running that is connected to the universe, and there's another game coming eventually that has something to do with that event as well. And then there was a game years ago that was the basis of this entire storyline that this game is based in, and there's a lot of stuff. There's more. There's a lot more. There's Girls Frontline, then there's Codename Bakery, there's Project Neurocloud, there's gonna be Girls Frontline 2 eventually. I'm definitely missing something. But yeah, the storyline of Girls Frontline is nuts for a gacha game. All you knew was that you saw GFL2 floating around. Oh yeah, by the way, the last event that played right before this ended with the military literally launching an MLRS strike on the base of us. So yeah. File Nusra numbers decrypting. Okay. So, Griffin's still putting up a fight. Who is us? Well, us is Griffin. A private military corporation led by Kruger. And basically the commander, which is the player character, is a direct subordinate, or basically a well-hired personnel that's managing stuff. So is Helium, and sort of Persica as well. You will see. No, 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 no. Why are you alive? Hang on a minute here. I'm also gonna have to move myself a little bit over to the side. Welcome to Jaeger, who I, literally until a second ago, believed to be dead. Okay. Maybe this is like a look to the past of things that had happened before? Maybe? But anyway, pretty talkative for a corpse. Yeah, I know, right? I do remember his face looking a little bit less scarred, though. So, hey. Don't forget objective. That base is the most important thing here. Someone pause the playback. Okay, okay, it's a playback. He's dead. Please let him just be staying dead. I don't want to see him ever again. Dealing with that man was the biggest pain in the ass. It was also one of the best events. Like, seriously. Someone pauses the playback, and the Naito who was originally seated and taking notes in the camera room rises nervously to her feet. This is a routine weekly briefing, but the crushing atmosphere drills a message into the minds of all the Naitos present. Slip-ups are not allowed. Just then, a kindly female voice addresses them. Not this one, Susanna. Okay, so who's this woman? Don't know her either. The kind of the voice, the more nervous it makes her feel. Susanna can almost feel her palms beginning to sweat. She forces herself to calm down. It's a you. Yes, obviously it's Ask. My apologies. A moment, please. She immediately pulls up a new file. Okay, another file decrypting. What's it make no sense to you? Do you mean the Naito? Because the Naito is a type of character, I'd say. Or what words do you mean? Anyway, let's say goodbyes here. Not going to bring back a souvenir? Everything goes with you. That's all I received. Remember to hand the children over to Javier's safekeeping. Naito's in fact a word that makes no sense to you. Yeah, that's what I thought. As I said, it's a type of character. Most of them are enemies to us. Now then, as unpleasant as it is, I better go get Angie. This is also, unfortunately, a look to the past. Because Angie, as far as I'm aware, is still missing. And she's the fucking best. My mission is to monitor her to begin with, so it'll be bad if my objective goes missing. Understood. All the best then. No need to worry. We'll meet again very soon. The voices suddenly stop again. Someone has obviously paused it once more. This time, the woman's voice is even gentler than before. Please, rewind it a little further back if you don't mind. She's even being extra polite. Susanna can no longer control her trembling. And she knows her answer will only make the one before her even angrier. I am very sorry, Big Sister Nemron. The influx of seawater made it impossible to recover any information from that base. This time, Nemron makes no reply. However, Susanna doesn't dare raise her head. She can't let things stay as they are. Susanna hurriedly searches through her data in a VCI. She swiftly sifts through 2 people's worth of files. Hopefully she'll find something to make up for this. Also, don't worry about the names of the characters for the moment. It's fine. Okay, another further crypting. Error. This might be an introduction for a new character, mainly. Another further decryption error. The noise makes me annoyed, because I know exactly what that noise is. Or what that noise is commonly known as. Ah. Connecting to the beasting system. System error, unable to connect. Restart. As the encrypted layer displays an error message, the knight has returned to the real camera room. Transmission notification rings, and Susanna reflexively puts it through. It was just a system malfunction, don't worry. The gentle voice flows into Susanna's ear like Satan's sweet whispers. I am terribly sorry. I will organize Angelia's files and the information pertaining to the undersea base and hand them to you. Thank you for your hard work. Just doing my job. Retrieve Angelia's file and the info on Task Force Defy. Convert them to the plaintext, polish up the language, and then send it out. Shall I send it to the chief or to Olga? As Nemron quietly speaks that name, another knight in the room silently steps out of the shadows. Without any further explanation, she steps forward swiftly and breaks Susanna's neck with practiced ease. I see. Well. Susanna's voice is cut off in a simple yet brutal way. Her vocalization systems are physically destroyed with no prior warning. Throughout the entire process, Susanna does not put up the slightest bit of resistance. Or perhaps she is fully aware that resistance is futile. Do not mention that place. Susanna collapses to the ground and becomes a corpse. That's usually what happens when people die, yes. The Knighter called Olga respectfully takes over the communicator carried by the dead Knighter. And what is your name? My name is Olga, Big Sister Nemron. I meant nothing by it. It is a Russian name. From now on, I am called Olga, Big Sister Nemron. Nemron chuckles. She seems to like how this Knighter knows the score. Contact Polar Bear. We'll need to send Angie to Berlin. Understood. Nemron hangs up. There were 4 Knighters in the room before, but now there are only 3. After hesitating for a long time, one of the Knighters that is still standing turns to Olga. Susanna was always the one to contact Polar Bear before this. Where can we find the things she was responsible for? Extract a memory module. Making Susanna is quite demanding. Aren't you going to send her back to... She shudders and then swallows the words she was about to say. Send her back? You can forget about going back before the mission is over. Given our worth, it's riskier to be sent back than to be buried here. But what about access? Susanna had higher access than all of us. Well, even Sister Nemron can change the access on the rules of the beasting system. Should we send her a message? Never, ever ask anything of her. Once we complete the appropriate tasks, we will have the appropriate access. Don't make wild guesses about things that weren't mentioned. But you'd better believe me. The room is silent once again. Olga clears away Susanna's body with great efficiency, and the camera room looks like new again. There's no sign that Susanna ever existed. Also, to explain a little bit about what Niters are. Niters are kind of clones of a specific looking person. Though I don't know why they're cloning that one specific person. It's not actual clones. It's, how do I say this? It's discarded corpses who has had who have had their faces changed in a surgery to look like that person. And, well, multiple other things, such as replacing legs and arms and whatever with machinery. There's a lot going on. Inside a certain bar in St. Petersburg, New Soviet Union. A stinking drunk man is sprawled over the corner of the bar. For people who have the vodka flowing in their veins, such a thing is an everyday occurrence. He bangs on the broken service bell. Every now and then he pokes the buttons that do nothing besides turn lights on and off. Compared to the other drunks, this is actually quite polite. Soon a bartender holding a blended drink pats him on the shoulder. Sir, someone ordered a German Mary for you. The man opens his bloodshot eyes and snorts. Is it Berlin Mary or Bremen Mary? This drink was made with wine imported from Bremen. Also, here's a weird little thing that doesn't change anything about the story or whatever. And doesn't actually have anything to do with the story, but just with me. Whenever I speak English... yeah, there's gonna be a lot of cities mentioned. Also in Germany. Whenever I speak English and I see a German city name, I just inherently speak it with an English accent, and I don't know why. Because I know that Bremen is called Bremen, but... yeah. Also, funky music. The sweat seemed to activate the neurons within the man's brain, and his flushed cheeks tremble as he curses loudly enough that even the noisy music within the bar cannot cover it up. You do the same thing, though. Yeah, it's weird. Quirk of the language. I mean, I'm German. I know what they're supposed to sound like. And for a good while, that wasn't a thing. Whenever I saw a German word, I'd say it the German way. But... by now, I'm speaking so much English that it just kind of happens. I only drink Berlin Mary. What the hell are you serving me? This place is garbage. He is clearly angry and swats the tray that the bartender is holding to the ground. You speak German because it's your it kills your southern accent? I see. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Okay, there's one thing that is a little bit annoying about the way that I play the game. Hotkeys for anything else don't work in it. Because I'm obviously playing it through an emulator on my computer, so otherwise I couldn't really stream it. The bartender struggles to keep us cool, but in the end, all he can do is maintain his bartender smile. So, we have always served wine imported from Bremen. Perhaps you might have a drunk German Marys in other places. Would you like to try our new seasonal products? This is the latest brand. Many of our customers have ordered it. The drunk man pushes the bartender aside and stumbles out the door. The bartender doesn't say anything. Instead, he bends down to clean up the broken glass. I wonder if the drunk person here might be our good old friend, the former person that was leading the military. Practiced enough, you just switch to a different form of organization, I guess. I can do it at will, at moment's notice, but when I don't think about it, it just sort of happens. The bar resumes its usual clamour, and a lady approaches the bartender who is cleaning up in silence. She speaks into his ear. I've already covered his tab. Good luck tonight. Is he about to have a very low energy fight with a young stranger before getting beaten up by a guy in a cheap suit? I don't think so. No, this is not Yakuza. Things in this game don't do low energy fights. Maybe at the start of the game, but not at this stage. You can believe me that. An hour later, there's an upheaval at Paralea's Moscow base. Fuck Paralea's. Oh no, we didn't send energy to Berlin's plant. She's gone to Bremen. Prepare an encrypted transmission right now. Are we going to ask her for help? Didn't you say we shouldn't ask Big Sis and Emran for any questions? What kind of accident was this? Why did the plane end up going to Bremen? Did Polarback get the location wrong? What an amateurish mistake. Accidents aren't the scariest. Failure is. But a mistake of this level won't be forgiven. Quiet down. Things like this happen all the time. Very often, what some call an accident is actually an opportunity. We won't be implicated because something like this. Then why did Susanna die just because she missed out on a bit of information? She made fewer mistakes than we did. I don't think it's because she revealed that place. That's where you're wrong. She's affected Father's plan. Any other sisters who affect Father's plan as a sinner? Have you heard that rumor? What rumor? Big Sister Nemron was cast out. She no longer enjoys Father's affection. That's why she can't fail, and that's why she expects us not to fail either. It's a German city-state starting with B. Easy mistake to make. I guess. To be fair, there is only 2 of that. Then there's that new point redemption. What? What do you mean? Do you mean the VIP? Yeah, I was asking for it, so I made it a thing at a ridiculously high cost. Holy sh... How do you have that many points? What? Okay, hang on a minute. That was all but 2,000 points. Oh, alright. Give me a second. This calls for immediate action. I'll have to VIP you. Well, now you should have a VIP status. If you type a message, I think you even get a badge? I'm not sure. Yeah, there you go. You luck a lot. Fair point. But Jesus Christ. No, the reason why I'm so confused about you having that many points is the fact that Ice, the person that is here, like, most of the time, to lurk, she didn't have nearly enough. She would have had enough for 100,000, but not 300,000. Hi, Finnish guy. Welcome to my utter confusion as somebody just redeemed something that I assumed I had set to a completely unattainable spot for anyone anytime soon. How are you doing today? You lurk, you just, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Lurking is entirely fair. There's a reason why I don't have a, like, lurk command, because people that lurk just turn on the stream and sit there. They don't necessarily type. I lurk a lot in streams as well. Like, I just turn on a stream and just sit there, have it running in the background. Or, sometimes, I just watch. Actually, quite often I just watch. So, yeah. If I were you, I would keep my ears and mouth shut. That way I wouldn't make such basic mistakes. What do you mean? Do you know what the name of the B-stick system means? It gets in everywhere. Not just against enemies, but us too. That was the last thing she heard. An all-pervasive surveillance system would naturally include the Knights themselves. Within the multiple encrypted layer, Olga regularly checks the clarity of the signal. She is responsible for taking notes during this 3-person meeting, but she has no right to speak. After a long silence, one of them finally breaks the silence. You're the one asking me for help, Big Sister Nemron. I hope you'll understand Father's arrangements. I'm simply allocating assignments number 10954. There's no longer a number 10954. There's only Morodo. Oh yes, you'd better come up with a suitable excuse for Father concerning the escape of number 10876. If I'm not mistaken, she escaped on your watch. Do you have any proof of that? I have to admit, by the way, the person that I just talked about, I know the name of the person that they're talking about. I know that there's a lot of implications story-wise as well. But that exact thing happened during an event that I didn't play because I was taking a break at the time. I missed 2 story events, which is a bit of a shame. I did play the last one, though. Big Sister Nemron, your beasting system ought to be retired. Destroying that information took less than 10 hours. Perhaps you call the shots on Moscow, but Berlin and Bremen are my territory. Even the destination hadn't changed, you wouldn't be able to interfere. Going by the data, she is far more perfect than you. Let's make this simple. I want to make a deal. Let's hear it. The mission ought to have been finished on time. That was what the father had hoped. The reason why you're sitting here is because you want to bargain, so if you can compromise a little, I believe your request will be more easily fulfilled. Don't you already know what I want? I want a location in exchange for the mission concerning Angie. And the boxes of ESO. Is she really worth it? You should be asking yourself that. I'm sure dear Sister McLean would be very happy to know where she stands in my heart. Congratulations, you've come out ahead in this exchange. Now then, as my senior, what wise words will you leave me with before this meeting ends? As long as you're using that face, don't say anything that it wouldn't speak. Relax, I'm allowing a part of my true self to show because I trust you. Besides, aren't keeping secrets and leaking them your forte? I had to prepare a full week just to contact you. Would someone as trusted by Father as yourself ever disappoint me? As that syrupy sweet chuckle fades, Morio's signal vanishes from the encrypted layer. Okay. Olga finishes the data logs and carefully glances at Nemron's expression before she finishes archiving them. File so-and-so, file so-and-so, file so-and-so. I'm sending you these 3 files and their relevant documentation to you. There's also a backup copy in the base layer. I've already made 2 copies of the log from just now and attached Big Sister Morio's portion to the file. No need for that. Keep everything you see as it is, intact. No matter which conversation it is or whether I'm around. You are to record every single word I say. My apologies, I was trying to be clever. If she had realized that, like you, then this wouldn't have come up. Nobody cares about 10876's disappearance other than her. Yes, 10876 was close. But you're the most perfect. I'm clearly not the most perfect one. Nobody is. Except for potentially someone else. Hey! We're back to... Yeah. We're back to something that I actually know stuff about. Welcome to Galatea, the Grace Institute of Biotechnology, who is developing a serum to fight a sickness, kind of. Except it's not really a sickness. It's something caused by a kind of radiation that turns people into mindless zombies. And they were supposed to consider making a serum for it, but what they did instead was that they gave people a serum that would speed up the symptoms to see who would survive. And they're making a serum out of their blood. Needless to say, it caused a bit of a stir. Meanwhile, at the Grey Institute of Biotechnology, the woman lying with the recovery capsules opens her eyes. Grey, who is standing to the side, opens the transparent cover. Teacher. As I expected, that woman agreed. Now all the missions that Father regards as most important are within our grasp. Grey, this is an excellent opportunity, both for me and for you. All the preparation work is complete. You're the one I trust most, so I will hand the means of contacting her to you and nobody else. If anything happens, you must take over her work here. I hope I will never need to contact her. Contacting her is a double-edged sword. It is something that must only be done as a last resort. Hardly anyone dares to discuss her, and nobody understands her. To think she holds a place of such honor in her father's heart. That's not true. Father despises her. I am certain of that. She was exiled to Moscow, like the rumor said. Part of it was because of a mission, but it was also because Father himself wished for it. Still, she possesses everything we all rely on. The beasting system. That's the most unusual thing about her. Each of our sisters had their own personality, and naturally they have their own strengths and weaknesses. But she is very difficult to read. She has emotions, but no desires. Do you mean she's not so much a knight as a tool? That is a very apt description. But that is also why she will never win Father's approval. We need hearts filled with wisdom, courage, loyalty, and sacrifice. The only thing that isn't unnecessary is rationality. So she's abnormal. Let me rephrase that. She is the only abnormality who is permitted to exist. I understand. Cheer up. I'm going to Bremen to receive a gift. A week after falling into River Weser. This is the weekend review with DFF. The junker's transport craft GU-94 from Bremen City veered off course and crashed into the River Weser a week ago. No civilians were hurt. We're awaiting the authorities to provide us with further information. There we have Angie. Ah, yes. That is someone we're working with. The scene results into clarity on the screen. Must have been a rather small plane. Yes, it is also a transport plane. That was mainly transporting one person. Just saw Russian words and saw typos in them. God damn it. Scene results into clarity on the screen. Against a chaotic backdrop, a woman is shoved into a certain bar. Not a single person in this bar is a genuine customer. They are either from the Stasi, PMCs, or some other faction. We are not enemies, Angelia. On the contrary, we are the closest comrades in arms. You and me? Ha, doubt that. Someone whose hands are even bloodier than mine is preaching to me about all things bright and beautiful? Bah. We share a common goal, Angie. I know you can't argue with that. Our methods are maybe different, but our aspirations is the same. Everything we do is for the sake of Rosset Prison. Common destiny. I've grown tired of this kind of rhetoric. You may be able to fool the sheep in your country with that, but don't bother using it on me. Have you never wondered why the Zelensky and Mikhail let you come to Germany? By the way, no, this is not actually related to any real persons. This is just a very funny coincidence. The data is correct. No errors detected. Olga continues to the encryption with practice skill. The person on the other end of the line seems to have been waiting for a long time and is starting to get annoyed. I might be patient, but even patience has its limits. I apologize, we are organizing the data you requested. I hold you in great respect. However, there are strict protocols of confidentiality. For information and decrypting them will require some time. I apologize for making you wait for so long. I'm not here to make excuses on teachers' behalf for previous mistakes, but for the sake of the mission. We may have suffered a slight setback concerning the Angelia mission, but it's not a failure. However, I have lost contact with teachers, so I believe Big Sister Nemrin ought to see me. You, on the other hand, do not deserve to engage in conversation with me. Big Sister Grey, I apologize for not being able to live up to your expectations given my status. However, what I wish to say is, everything said by everyone who uses the beasting system will be logged, and the things you have instructed me to do will reach Big Sister Nemrin's ears. Contacting Father is an easy thing for us. Big Sister Grey, while I do not presume to offer you any suggestions, if you had planned to do something like that, you would not be wasting your time here waiting. You'd better hope you don't regret that. The ripples from the top are working their way downwards, and things are spiraling out of control. Big Sister Nemrin, we need help. Olga doesn't say anything. All that can be heard is the sound of emotionless mechanical whirring. This is not a question she can answer. She has no right to do so. Grey continues speaking. The fireworks have not yet bloomed, but we are almost out of cards. If we reveal something that should not be revealed before then, such an outcome will be too much for any of us to atone for. Alright, there's one thing that I forgot about the Biotechnic Institute of Grey. That serum that they developed. Now, I don't know for sure, But they are collecting Yasuo's boxes, which seem to be some sort of bombs. Again, I missed an event or two, so I'm not entirely sure, but... my best guess right now is that they're trying to put the serum into these bombs, exploding them, turning everyone into zombies, seeing who survives, and turning them into the solution to the problem. However, I don't know. I might be entirely wrong here. Which is why this game is, story-wise, as good as it is. Because it's actually throwing me for a loop. And letting me guess. We've captured Angie, and transport of the boxes of Yasuo are proceeding according to schedule. However, the cooperation we are promised has turned out to be very problematic, and variables have emerged in the positions of certain individuals. I do not have the authority to make such decisions. That is all I wish to say. Upon finishing, the transmission immediately terminates. This is Gray's way of expressing her grave displeasure with the situation. Gray emerges from the recovery capsule, looking incredibly grim. Besides her, Grick can't help but rub her shoulders. Would you like a coffee? We may need to start thinking about how to clean up behind us. Why? We have not failed yet. We need to bring our upcoming plans forward, and if we had better rescue a teacher before that. They already did. Okay, this is also slightly a look into the past. I don't understand. Do you think I'm being very naive? It must look like I do not live for father but teacher. You have your reasons, but right now, you could clearly have taken her place. No, Greg, I could never replace her. But statistical data alone, you, me, Bramidby, and even Narcissus are superior to her. But she isn't the general in command of our activities in Berlin. She only knows how to employ boring methods. Your view of things is too one-sided. We are the Asomers with the highest ratings in our respective batches, but Teacher was not. She eliminated the most perfect one in her batch. Maclean? Do you think a knight who could act beneath the watchful eye of father would be incapable? That simply proves father doted on her. No, it proves that she had the ability to make father tolerate her. Meanwhile, our mission has already failed because our objective is Nimogen. If she is not here now, then what awaits us is, when we get back it will not be pleasant. We cannot deal with this matter, but perhaps she can. Nimogen, by the way, is a knight, so that is not working for them, but for us instead. While I'm reluctant to do so, I will accept your decision. Oh, well, we hope that she's working for us and not really planning anything behind our backs, because that would be good for us. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disappoint you. As long as I live, I will ensure you live too. Within the encrypted layer, Olga sorts out the data that Gray gave her and hands it over to the person on the other end of the transmission. Nemlan fires a bro and casually scrolls through it. I hope some people understood my intentions. Yes, Big Sister Nemlan. I have conveyed them precisely and without error to Big Sister Gray. A presumptuous agent will relay the wrong information to that Soviet. Eventually, they will proceed towards the prison, assuming the Soviets are not that stupid. I need this newcomer to be just stupid enough, but not a total moron. Humans have always had such a blind faith in conclusions that they reach by themselves, as opposed to answers presented to them by others. Alright, okay, we are getting some background information to what happened at the end of the last event, because they did in fact lure one of our friends to a prison, where they were tortured and tricked, and then we came in to save the day, sort of, by coming almost too late to save anyone, but, you know, it's fine. If the real production line is revealed, then none of you need to bother to come back. Understood. Also, we have already finished sending Pandora and Nimogen's data back. Pandora's base layer is very heavily encrypted and we still have no way of cracking it. I do not understand why we kept her. Father knows her true intentions very well, but that is also in accordance to Father's wishes. Now's the chance to communicate with that site and Pandora. All the people behind her have shown sufficient sincerity. Our backers have paid an adequate price to speak with Father. Yes, I understand. You've done enough. You may return after this. Yes. Nemron pauses, then her tone suddenly becomes much more casual. Olga, do you think Morido will come back? I'm sorry, Big Sister Nemron, but I cannot fathom Big Sister Morido's thoughts. The mission was definitely a failure, but I do not know how you and how Father perceive it. I like smart people, but I don't dislike fools. However, fools who pretend to be smart disgust me. Which of these do you think Morido is, Olga? I have the feeling that she's someone smart who pretends to be a fool. Also, I'm supposed to drink, so I will. Also, Ice! Fun fact! Somebody cut in line and actually redeemed the VIP before you did. Doesn't mean that you can't do it either, but, yeah. I did not expect someone to actually have 300,000 points. So that's something. Very good, very good. None of those slots is limited, so you better get those calls in. Yeah. I might actually have to raise the price at some point, because if somebody already has 300,000, then that does not make it unreasonable that there's going to be a lot of them. Because I've been streaming for years. Or at least a few of them. Also, I don't actually know the limit of VIPs, so yeah. Sorry, Big Sister Nemron. Go ahead, speak your mind, don't be scared. I dare not comment on my elder sister's intelligence, but I can be certain that Big Sister Nemron is one of a kind. Elder sisters Morido and Brahmin B devote their efforts to gaining father's attention. And points were the last year, 2 years ago. No. Points have existed for far longer than you think. Points were a thing when I started being in the affiliate program, I'm pretty sure. Hang on. I'm actually curious now. December 2019. So yeah, it's been 3 years at least. Okay, then it wasn't quite a thing when I was starting my affiliate thing, but they think for quite a while. Yeah. Meanwhile, you are father's capable helper. Humans can easily replace pets, but there's no substitute for one's arms. His arms. Well, that's an interesting metaphor. However, you're wrong, Olga. When humans lose their arms, they can replace them with prosthetic limbs. Such things no longer restrict them. The transmission ends. Man, that was a long cutscene. That was all one level of a lot. Unity Day on the Soviet-German border. Does the missile strike happen here as well? That's the question. Beep, beep, warning, warning, warning. Oh, wait, right! The split-off group of the military, the Russian military, which is apparently where the PMC Griffin is from, yeah, they started a full-on invasion on places. Oh, shit, whoops. This is air traffic control of the western group of forces. You are about to enter a military no-fly zone. Please alter your course immediately and identify yourself, or the Soviet Air Forces will be authorized to shoot down your aircraft. Peek. WGF Air Traffic Control, please open encrypted channel number 13. The radio operator has been notified. Connecting through encrypted channel. Security message received. Identity verified. Black box. There are currently dozens of aircraft awaiting directions. We are unable to give you permission to land. Please increase your altitude. I freaking hate this codename. Apologies, but we need to land right now. This very instant. But this is the StateSec 80 command code. We have to land immediately. This is... Alright. We will allocate the flight line for you right away. By the way, welcome to M16A1. It was definitely not enemy friend. It's very confusing at this point in time. No need for that, just give us permission to land. We have a more direct way of coming down. A more direct way? We can just jump off it once we reach a certain altitude. Hold on, that's a command set. I know, that's exactly why I'm... Her voice is soon garbled and drowned out by the howling wind. An intense argument is currently taking place in the command center, which is still oblivious to what just transpired. She's ready for angry... Okay. Whatever you say, Classic. Whatever you say. It can be heard even through the thick and heavy door. You must depart immediately for Moscow. This is an order from our superior. You're defying a direct order without a valid reason. Do you want to be dragged in front of a military tribunal? Dozens of takeoff requests just came in simultaneously for unstated mission objectives. This deviates from Central Authority's customary guideline. I demand that we put in an inquiry to Moscow. You're going to over the head of your direct superior to make a report? This is treason. The military adheres to a strict chain of command. There's only one thing to do when our superior issues an order, and that is to obey. It isn't just a simple order that we are guarding. We are the first line of defense against Europe. I must report this to Moscow, even at the risk of a dishonorable discharge. 2 MiGs are already on the way. We must hurry. But what about the border? Are you planning to ignore the request for support? Lieutenant Colonel, we must execute our order immediately. If we execute the wrong order, an air force won't be the only thing we lose. Instead of arguing ceaselessly here, we should report this as soon as possible. We are part of our country's regular army. If we have questions our superior over any order that we find dubious, we'll end up calling Moscow about everything. Going over superior's head is also making trouble for Central Authority. That's enough. Okay. The sound of a large impact comes from above the command center, and all the military officers immediately draw the sidearms. The next instant, the door to the command center is opened by a security guard. This makes no sense, but it does show that whoever's here possesses adequate clearance. What an intense argument. 2 dogs walking through the door. Guests that are utterly unexpected. We are the black boxes sent here by Statesec. Who's in charge here? Man steps forward. Statesec? You Chief Zelensky's associates? Beak. Beak rolls her eyes and flashes an ID to the man. Apologies, please state the purpose of your visit. The officers exchange looks of confusion. They grudgingly stow away the weapons that they've drawn by reflex and return to their own seats. That was quite the warm welcome we received, but I hope everyone here has calmed down. Chief Zelensky isn't one to make unnecessary moves. That's precisely why I'm here. A dog can convey a superior's command accurately. Does the Central Authority not trust us anymore? They've sent me here to ensure your loyalty, or should I say, to instill some loyalty in you. Statesec reports directly to the Central Authority. Your loyalty is obviously unimpeachable. Can I have a TLD on how and why the Griffins and Sangwas are co-oping? Because Thangwas was basically entirely eradicated by Paradeus. And everybody that was left was taken up by Griffin. Sort of. When I say everyone, I mean mostly everyone, because M16 is still kind of a loose cannon here. So, yeah, she's kind of doing a thing. Sweet. But the same cannot be said about this base. We are loyal to the country. Parapluie is not a fact anymore. It sort of is. I mean, it mostly is. But it's gotten a little bit convoluted. Basically, Parapluie has caused that M4A1 is not necessarily in charge of her own body anymore. Kind of? Sort of? It's weird. But M16 has completely disconnected from the network herself, so, yeah. Yeah. Hello to the country. Should I reiterate the mandate of the military? Your loyalties can only lie with the central government. Lieutenant Colonel, we should not have to declare your loyalty to me at all. She has state-sec papers on her. Right now she speaks with state-sec authority, Lieutenant Colonel. How are you planning to instill loyalty in us? The corner of M16's lips curl up faintly. I'm going to set up a special hotline. Would that be bypassing the military district's jurisdiction? Statesec may be under the central authority, but we do not answer to Statesec. You asked how I would instill loyalty in you, and I gave you the answer. But at the end of the day, it is on you to prove your loyalty. Unlike you humans, a doll like me has no such qualms. This is why Statesec has sent me. We have received over 20 operation directives at the same time. There's no way for us to tell which are genuine. Then the special hotline is the only genuine thing we can trust. M16 holds the silent colonel's gaze. This base is hardly the only one that's been thrown into utter disarray, I'm sure. However, Statesec only sent me to this particular one. I understand. We will call the special hotline. And obey all commands from the central authority. Then that concludes the first task of my agenda. Now for my second task, which marks the true beginning of my actual operation. I need to carry out a secret mission on behalf of Statesec, and I require some support. Understood. I will make arrangements immediately. M16 nods at the Lieutenant Colonel and turns to leave the command center. Is this before she leaves for Berlin? Operation Enos Conference Room. Identity verified. Please input your login password. Password accepted. Connecting. You have successfully logged into the Operation Enos Conference Room. Wow, this meeting venue is super fancy. And welcome to 404. Sort of. Wait, did they have a Statue of Liberty on them? I don't actually know. Maybe. Four squat fond. I mean, to be fair, it's better than AR team. AR team is a little disjointed. 4 squad at least has all members here. Of course, the commander had this build just for us. I funded half of it. 45, best character, by the way. The server's no simple thing. Its security and stability are both guaranteed. I thought Beb was dead or something. No, Beb isn't. I mean, Beb isn't dead. No, that's guaranteed not true. I'm pretty sure Beb was still there last event. I think. Pretty sure, at least. You can connect to this conference room even from places with strong signal interference. Most importantly, locked-in doors will be able to maintain clear communication. The drawback is that it runs on my cash, so if I get on, it'll go down with me. Is anyone gonna reimburse me for all this effort? Something about a freezing or something. Maybe. Again, I missed 2 story events. I don't know. It's entirely possible. They're not in the reruns yet. I can't tell. Economo will make sure you're paid accordingly. Now that everyone's logged in, let's all register and test out the server. Alrighty. Task Force Enos registration complete for Squad Umbrella and Squad Unicorn. Online users 4 to 12. So Unicorn is your codename. A mythical creature, huh? Not bad. 12 slots, it'll be quite the party this time. Indeed, this operation's going to be quite challenging. Which is why the commander had this conference room built on such short notice and asked us to run multiple tests. Having experienced so many tragedies caused by comms breakdowns, the commander must have learned a lesson. Once bitten, twice shy. Hello everyone on Task Force Enos, I am your commander. Please upload your NeuroCloud backup to this link. You may sound like the commander, but we can still see your face. Oops, my mistake. Why is it you again? Where's 15? I want to see her. Let me see 15. Dandelion, give the command tablet back. Don't mind her. She's just messing around. The commander is currently away on some business. Let's check our comms. That's good to hear. 15. I'm still struggling to understand why I'm being left behind for this operation. Someone needs to protect down the line of the commander. One of us has to stay behind. But we're extremely short-handed. The handful of adults are no match for Parada's strength. 416 and G11 are also here with the commander while there are only so few of you. G11's Neurocloud suffered a lot of damage in the last operation. D is giving her remote maintenance. 416 is staying behind to stabilize the Neurocloud with Dea's help. So technically, neither of them have the capacity to protect the commander at the moment. I'm just a bit concerned. Just take care of the commander. They have a lot to do apart from worrying about things on our end. That goes without saying. Don't worry, 15. Our mission objective isn't to eliminate enemies. This is meant to be a covert operation. We'll avoid engaging Paradise in battle as much as possible and make our objective the priority. This is also why we're keeping our party small. Big numbers won't be an advantage for infiltration. All members of this group are picked because of their skill sets match the mission requirements. The point is to meet the requirement while keeping the group as small as possible. Fine. Nothing I say will change anything. Stay safe and make sure you come back. Stop and covert up? That sounds like a recipe. No, hang on. Sop was very good at covert ops. Because she doesn't shoot, she just takes her hand, proceeds to enter this hand into an enemy's face, and rip out whatever's in it. In the last event, she literally went somewhere without a gun, encountered enemies, and just tore them all to shreds. Took a lot of damage doing it, but... hey. Yeah. Hand-to-hand combat is mostly quiet. That is my counter-argument here. Doesn't mean that it's a good idea, but hey, these aren't exactly humans, so... you sure it wasn't doing that? No, it was definitely Soppo. Soppo just started ripping apart Paradeo's units. Because it's fine, I guess. After some awkward words of encouragement, AF-15 hangs up. We certainly will. It's rare to see 15 being so sentimental. A new figure appears in the conference room. Huh? What's this place? It's Architect! Welcome. What are you doing here? Yes, Gager, I can see you as well. Also, Architect and... I mean, okay, no, hang on. Hang on a minute. I was about to say something, but it's not entirely sure. Because Architect being bad at covert ops because of her weaponry would make sense, if not for the fact that she was the first SF unit to be captured while still covertly giving information to the enemy. I think I have that one on a Discord bot thingy. Architect is one of the most well-known characters of this game. She's everywhere. Gauge registration complete. Task Force Anus registration complete for Squad Farron. Online users 6 out of 12. Oh, why is SF sending someone so undependable? Where's Agent or Alchemist? Hey, Miss Knight, look at this bat mobbing you to your face. Shut your trap. Now allow me to relay the command's instructions. Right, plug up your ears and listen up. Even though this is mainly a covert operation, the commander has decided to deploy some mobile heavy ordnance just in case. This way, even if we end up in direct confrontation with Paradeus, we'll have enough firepower on our side. Which is why I'm here. Yeah, that's a rocket launch on the shoulder. Since nobody wants to be on the same team as this idiot, I will be directing a fire to make sure her shots actually hit our enemies. I will also be providing you with some heavy ordnance myself. You didn't have to bring that up. Architect sounds super unreliable. Well, maybe we should really swap 15 in. Hey, are you trying to start a fight? The lively conference room dissolves into chaos. In a certain Savers in Berlin, that's where we're chilling. In an inconspicuous building, Beak is assembling a new motorbike. Or maybe not. Meanwhile, the other doll in the room is in an encrypted call. Well done. Hello, Javier. There are many characters you knew about before Architect. There's a few. Have you intercepted those planes? You don't seem too worried about your own boss? Then you must have been in touch with the commander. Don't you fret, the Griffin base may be lost, but Kruger and the others are still safe. If all goes well, you will soon get to meet them in Berlin. Alright, when I was talking about the military bombarding the Griffin base, the base of PMC, there was a bit of a problem with that, because it was an entire military unit attacking a PMC that had lost most of its fighting force. And because the characters that we're using as our fighting force aren't humans, but machines that are linked to a neural cloud server to upload their personal data, they wanted to just destroy the servers. Which they almost got to. But Kruger's a badass. So it's fine. Save the small talk, give me the mission brief. The worst case scenario has been averted and we have you to thank for that. But the real mission is only about to begin. Surely a doll as brilliant as you needs to know a reminder from me. So you have the Tweedle index open in a tab where you, ever since you found that Midai about as GFL characters. Ah. You wouldn't have sent me if all you needed was an errand girl. There's a lot of characters in this game. A lot of characters. There's an M4A1 in that body. But you knew that from the start, didn't you? Oh, it isn't M4A1 in the body. I kindly decline to comment on this. Wily old fox. Let's return to the subject, M16. We now have the situation under control within the country. Everyone will declare their position soon enough. Ah, funny thing, position. Including plotter. Shut up. I don't want to be reminded of it. Yes, the poster girl of the game is Car 98. No, she has absolutely no relevancy in the plot. Whatsoever. Which is a shame. Things are far more complex than you think. Those old crowds aren't the only ones we're up against. Which reminds me, I gather you're aware of the situation concerning Paradeus. An organization of such scale simply cannot be completely concealed. Put it for any UMP up there. Yeah. Yeah. 45 preferably. They must have reached some kind of official sanction. Or, if you really want to be a dickhead, put 40 up there. People won't know why she's even there. Until they play the old events. And then they'll realize that this seemingly entirely unrelated, completely irrelevant character is what kick-started the entire storyline. Sort of. Both the frequent local riots and the fireworks incident were just a prelude. When the first leaf drifts on a branch, Paul won't be far behind. And you know about 40 because of 45's cafe stories. Yeah. 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 There's a lot of stuff to her story, so yeah. The true objective is to find out when exactly fall is coming. No one can stop fall from coming. But if the weather forecast is accurate, we can all prepare the appropriate clothing to weather the cold. The problem started in Moscow, but the solution must be in Berlin. Figure out the timing. Alright. I will share all the intelligence I have with you. By the way, here's a little clue. The mole among us has exposed herself. She may be able to give you some help. It's a woman named Nemra. She's already departed from Moscow and is en route to Berlin. Follow her. You may learn something unexpected. Okay. 3 pure story bits in succession. Stasi HQ, Germany. Jay angrily slams a pile of documents onto his desk. This is the 18th already, Schwaben. Are we going to let these bastards continue swanning around like they own the place? Calm down, Kevin. Can't you say anything other than calm down? More of our colleagues have died in the line of duty over this past month than in the last 5 years. And we know who's behind it. Mind your words, Jay. Don't make such a casual accusations without evidence. Kay calmly gathers the mess of documents before him and takes a deep breath. While adding tactical thoughts to our ranks was a wise decision, it just can't make up for our lack of numbers. Stop being so reckless. Right now, the most important thing to do is our job. But still, isn't that recording enough? We went through so much to get that evidence. Even if it were real, it could become fake, and once it's proven to be fake, we're all doomed. Back in Valhalla, somebody said something to the effect of, I understand the words, but they make no sense to me and you cannot sympathize. Yeah. At the moment, it's a lot of story of previous events lining up for this one. One of them is still confusing to me because I don't know the event myself. This one was the last event. It's basically tying up. The one before that is just a general storyline of previous events kind of converging. But yeah, the first one was a little bit confusing on my end as well, because the event that considers MacLean a character, I didn't play. Talking about you in Classic, the event text makes no sense. Do you? Yeah. Okay. I don't even know if I should try to explain 40's story, because it's a long story, and, well, it is sort of important. But at the same time, if you ever consider playing the game, well, you can replay old events, my friend. Including that one. We haven't got all day. Also that. I am very easy to be excited about this game, though. Not all events. All story events that aren't collab events. Good work tomorrow. Yeah, same. Also, the events that are still missing, the main story events, are just too new. They get added like, including the one we missed. Listen. 3 events aren't added to the pool yet, and those 3 events are 1, the last one, 2, the first one that I didn't play, 3, the other one that I didn't play. They do get added regularly. Oh, yeah. Just over here being happy that you got WoW 2000 on that Discord bot. WoW 2K is very nice. You know, there are thousands of ways that sort of thing could be falsified. After being rebuked by Kay, Jake clenches his fists and sits himself back down in his chair, somewhat deflated. He looks at the files covering the table and drops his temples, which are aching from stress. What have you been doing lately? Tell me what you can talk about. I've been providing service for the sake of our future missions. Huh? Is there something wrong with your head? Kevin, how long do you think she can stay? At the rate at which we've been changing our leadership, a year, maybe 2? You don't know anything about how to manage your superiors at all, do you? Come on, ever since that incident, the Stasi's already limited authority has been further reduced. We're no different from cops now. Do we even need to manage leadership of that caliber? Should I say you're lacking in brains as well as brawn? She might end up being the longest-serving leader we've had ever since we went from State Security Service to the Ministry of State Security. I can stake the future on that, at least. I think your introduction to GFL was a picture of 1-2K and Agent 47. Fair? I suppose? That meme did go very far. It traveled places. Did she dose you with a Kool-Aid or something? We weren't subject to any disciplinary measures after the fireworks incident on Unity Day. Which means it's not like it was any of our business. You're too clueless. The Stasi is an intelligence apparatus. Ever since that incident, which set the Stasi's intel work regarding Moscow back by about 20 years, we've been changing leaders every time something happened over there. But you forget, the Stasi was doing much better 20 years ago. Think, man, think. Going brave with the precedents, we also have been punished again after the fireworks went off on Unity Day. I think mine was similar, but the image with the chunk from Rainbow Six. I mean, there's a lot. Mine was actually not a meme. My first exposure to the game. Mine was picture of merchandise. Yeah. Of a figure, specifically. One that looked very nice, and one that I actually own now. It's a Car 98. It's basically just Car 98 in a normal costume and everything. Because imagine Car 98 getting a costume. Ha, funny joke. Eh. Also, I just wanted to drink something and spilled it all over my face instead. Which is great, considering it was iced tea. I'm gonna be sticky all over. Yeah, bleh. Do you have Bunny 416? The costume, yes. But that woman hasn't been here for long, and nobody has handled a similar case before this. Figuring, no. Even if everyone in the agency has different views, we still got eyes on each other, right? There's no way anyone could be carrying out a mission that we don't know about. Think about it. Think about it. This is where she showed up her true worth. This is where she showed her true worth. It proves that the higher-ups knew about the fireworks incident, and that she managed to obtain that intel while nobody in the Stasi knew about it. And while we had a period of jolly cooperation with the commander and even managed to obtain info of that level, we haven't gotten any follow-up assignments since. There you got your first ever figurine a while ago, Lucifer from Helltaker. I have delved into this hobby a bit. I have very expensive hobbies. Figures are maybe one of them. Maybe. I will not give any more information at this point in time. Also, yes, jolly cooperation. Hang on, didn't we have a command? Didn't we? Dang it. I know that was a command. I don't remember what it was. It hasn't been used in years because, well, the last time that I played Dark Souls was years ago. No, it traces in a different way. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Otherwise, it wasn't a conductor who contacted her through us. She was the one who used us to work together with the commander. To be precise, she didn't just communicate with the brass, but also with the peons. You went to Leona one chicken lol when you still touched that? I see. I don't know a thing about law, so yeah. I have no excuse for what happened at the plant. I'm not blaming you for that. Oh yeah, by the way, the guy that got lured to the spot and got absolutely tortured and everything, yeah, that was Jay, the guy on the left. Yeah. To sketch a mountain, one must stand on the plains, and to sketch the plains, one must stand on the mountain. Leona is the chosen of the sun, I see. She's an ambitious woman. I think I understand your analysis, but what does that have to do with us? That's not the one, but that one's also good. There's another command, I'm pretty sure. Also, shotgun is actually a classic command. Now explain it. Very simple to explain, actually. When I used to play Prey, years ago when that game came out, the game had a really scary atmosphere and everything was quite, well, scary, everything. Until you got the shotgun. Our Lord and Savior. So praise be to our Lord and Savior shotgun. Blessed be thy shells. The Arcane Studios one. The one that was not supposed to be called Prey and was forcibly named Prey by the corporate. So yeah. Still a very good game. Still recommend playing it. So yeah. So what should we do next? After clearing his throat, Kay retrieves a 20-inch travel case from under his desk. Right now, I have a mission for you. Like you said, we can't keep losing colleagues, otherwise we won't need this office anymore. Oh damn you, what I found so you can clean up the Nightbot commands. I mean, I swear we had one, but I might be wrong. Also, keep in mind that I don't really use Nightbot anymore. As you can see, the commands were imported into stream elements. I'll have to go and check if I can give you permission to the list of commands for that, though. I don't know. And didn't really add any new ones as far as I'm aware. But hey, it's fine. Also, this 20-inch travel case, I'm going to guess, is going to get us to SP9, who is currently chilling somewhere without a gun, after being almost entirely broken to the point, also she was hacked, and made to say things to torture Jay. So in order to stop herself from saying things, she gripped her own throat and ripped it out. Despite not featuring Native Americans in space. Yeah, it's not... it's apparently not what Prey used to be. It's a really good game, though. I highly recommend. But we can attack from the surface. You shouldn't be good at this. What does that mean? All we need to do is not lose any more of our people. Allow me to introduce you to your new colleagues. Jay watches as Kay retrieves the file from a folder. He takes it from Kay and quietly, quickly scans through it. All prayers whack premise. Falls again, and 4 at once. They're more visions than human beings. And as long as nothing major happens, you won't have to worry about more people dying. The only real parallel you see between Prey is that they're both in space. I guess. What about Mona? Hasn't she been repaired already? Oh yeah, Mona is her name in the game, by the way. SP9. There's something else in store for her. Something different from you. She showed just how reliable she was, you know. Jay opens his mouth. He looks like he wants to retort, but he can't find the words to say. In the end, he just lowers his head and continues studying the data of the 4 dolls. What dolls are they talking about? Inside Romy's office. Yes. How's the cleanup work going? We sped up things after the fireworks. The situation in Moscow right now is dire. Just about every single foreign embassy is under surveillance, and even the delivery boys have at least 40 cameras installed in their homes. All I can tell you is the number of dolls. I see. I haven't reached any official requests for agent repatriation yet. At the very least, things over there haven't affected things here, and compared to our embedded personnel, their own internal troubles take priority, so be careful when you work. We have no grounds to intervene in their internal affairs. The nation stands exactly as it appears. Doesn't matter. Besides, we're all illegal, so even if we get captured, you'll trade for us, right, boss? You sound like you're looking forward to 3 square meals in a day at 3 square meals a day in a Moscow prison. Yeah, the thing is that too many of my colleagues' covers have been blown, so things are really hard for me. If you can't do it, then tag out. Still, the expert bonus pool is fixed. Do you still need assistance? Is it a matter of bonuses? No, it's a question of ideals. Boss, I have a dream. Only people with dreams ask for overseas assignments. It's true, you gotta believe me. In any case, all I can tell is that those inhuman toys have already been pulled out of Moscow. Can you restore the data? That'll be difficult. The system's operational efficiency is like heaven and earth compared to the obsolete hunks of junk they have in the agency. Frankly speaking, I'd advise that the technical branch bring in more civilian proto experts. Did you find the border crossing info of those weapons? Now, this is the strange part. Those weapons went through the channels of rebel troops. Let's just call them rebel troops for now. How shall I say this? They didn't go through the channels of the Ministry of Construction. Organize this data, be as detailed as possible. At a cafe in Moscow. Miss, your coffee. And this is the update plug you wanted. Ah, thank you so much. The waiter looks at the long table that could seat 8, which is now covered with all manner of receipts. The only one seated there is a petite-looking girl. Pardon me, but what are these? I'm filling out invoices. I can't believe I still need primitive receipts to claim expenses in 2064. Do you need help? No, this pile of stuff concerns my performance evaluation for the rest of the year. More story stuff. On the German border, the MCV loaded full of Griffin dolls drives slowly towards the sunset that is about to melt into the horizon. Paperwork. Luckily, I don't have much to do with that kind of stuff. Hey, Helion. I see your arm seems to be fine again. Mr. Kruger, we're about to cross into the German border. Absolute mad lad, by the way. How are the dolls? Repair work is progressing steadily, but we'll have to wait for the IOP supplies to arrive before we can replace their bodies. The dolls are rather stabilized, more or less. I'm really not suited for this sort of thing compared to Kalina. You've done your best. Have things on Kalina's end been taken care of? Yes, she's been successfully transferred and her vital signs are stable. Good. Now all we have to do is wait. I wonder if things are going well on the commander side. Rumble. The MCV awkwardly brakes in front of in its forward motion. What's the matter? I'll go check. Ingram, come with me. Okay. With Ingram escorting her, Helion exits the MCV. Bold. Several men in border guard uniforms are blocking the path. We are inspectors from the German Bundesgrenzschutz. Please show your identification. Hello, these are entry documents. Helion hands the permits that Zelensky prepared for them to the inspectors. Written your initials hundreds of times on the workdays. Well, that's unfortunate. The inspectors take turns reading them. Every now and then, one of them steps aside to speak to into its communicator for confirmation. Helion can tell from the change in their facial expression that something unusual is happening, but she doesn't dare to act rashly. I'm sorry, but your entry permits are invalid. What do you mean? Miss Healy and Mr. Kruger, we have just been informed that you are wanted for endangering national security. You are under arrest. Please refrain from pointless resistance. Get your hands off her! Wait. More border guns stream out of the checkpoint. They raise their guns and point them at Helion. Helion restrains Ingram beside her. You have my cooperation, but Mr. Kruger's injured and he needs immediate medical attention. We will arrange for it, naturally. Ingram, inform everyone that the repair schedule will proceed as planned. Don't panic and wait for us to return. Miss Helion, they look crooked to me. Are you really going to leave with them? We have no choice. With a sigh, Helion stares down the countless empty black gun muzzles pointed at her and raises her arms. Okay, so now Helion and Kruger are being arrested? Again? Okay. And the same was in Berlin. This isn't what was planned. You sound like a kid who received a workbook for Christmas. The commander shakes the head and sighs into the communicator. After all that's happened, even something like this isn't enough to alarm the commander. I'll think of a way to deal with this. The Earl should have a solution. Probably for the best. I don't want to have to manage an MCV full of dolls for you. How's the progress on the doll repairs? Paper somewhere that have your initials some 24 times on them. Well. Again, as an electrician, I don't have to deal with that most of the time. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I don't. Huh? Are you rushing me? I came to your base for a vacation. I mean, to be protected. Now I'm stuck wandering around with you and have to go to rush me? That's not what I meant. But I really need backup right now. The commander falls silent. I need to be able to dispatch a forward expeditionary team, but this will be a private operation undertaken without the Earl's permission. Sassy Persica, sassy. That's why she's better than Persicaria. Slightly. That's strange. So, you won't go rescue Angie if you don't get support, money or manpower? No, I will. Then, isn't it settled? Persicaria can be sassy as well, but not in the same way. Just do what you want. Why are you putting so much thought into it? I drink a cup of coffee when I wake up every morning, but that doesn't mean I need to spend the day working. You need to go with your gut and your instincts, whether you're a soldier or a scientist. It feels kind of weird to hear you lecturing me about this. You're just overthinking things. I haven't seen Angels keep a cat yet, so letting her die just like that would be a bit of a shame. How about this? I'll send an intellectually inclined doll with my new invention to help you out. Don't expect anything else, though, since I've used all the combat-grade parts on them. Honestly, she's been gone for so long, but she's still finding ways to cause me problems. Thanks. Right. Is that conference room any good? I didn't have the chance to test it out. Hang on, I'll send you the feedback data. On the outskirts of Berlin, near Bohnsdorf. The grass is whipped wildly by the winds and ground is strewn, there. Still. Yeah. Still a little bit annoying that I spilled fucking iced tea on my shelf, but hey. It is what it is. The grass is whipped wildly by the wind and the ground is strewn with dried and rotting corpses. Olga carefully directs the knights in the search with a look of mild disgust on her face. This Olga, we've cleared up the garbage that spilled out. The bodies all had different degrees of damage and the unusual blood clots we could extract were very limited. That looks like a picture from the rural Netherlands. No, that looks like rural Germany, believe me. It pretty much looks like that over here. No, we have so many of them. Wrong kind of windmills, exactly. The Netherlands are very well known for the windmills, but not for the electricity kind of windmills, but for like the actual windmills. Wind power is very big in Germany, though. I think it's also big in the Netherlands, but yeah. Like all the samples you could harvest. Have you still not found 10-8 so-and-so's body yet? No, we haven't. We examined the bullet samples from this region, but there are no corpses to match that much data. Considering how bad the damage is, can it still be recovered for use? How's the instrument probe going? Willkommen, yes. However, you're missing an L, I ask. Big Sister Olga, the production lines here are all inoperable, although we managed to recover samples of 10-8-76 blood from some of the devices. That's enough. Our only value now isn't that. While this experimental batch was a failure, we managed to recover a partial success. Yes. File is mostly covered by Mike, sorry. What? I see. Your Mike, you're probably saying. Damn it, classic. An elongated shadow extends out from the direction of the light. Olga looks up and sees a towering figure. The cold wind ruffles her cloak and her hair, and though her back is to the light, the gun she's holding is both eye-catching and an eyesore. Facial recognition scan in process. Inform Big Sister Nemron immediately. We've sighted Griffin T-Doll M16A1. Bam. M16 grabs Olga's head with her bare hands and slams it into the ground. M16A1, your reputation precedes you. Are you the M16A1 of the A team, or the M16A1 of Sangos Ferry Industries? I'm the M16A1 who's going to kill you. With a bland smile, Nemron disables the defense module. In the next moment, there is no further need for conversation. The symphony of... wait, disables or enables? Disables. What? What? The symphony of explosions and gunshots fills the air. Boom. The most skilled hunter is seeking the most delicious prey. And the first fight is going to be with a unit that doesn't even belong to us. Probably. Now then, what do we have here? Yep. It's just going to be M16A1 with, holy shit, that's a number. Okay. Alright. Whatever you say, friend. Whatever you say. Okay, Nemron is just fleeing. Where are you fleeing? Let's just start by just going straight in that direction. She cannot be... Just a little. Just a tiny bit. Okay, she gets some powerful friends as well. If you haven't realized, by the way, that's not a 200,000. That's a 2.5 million. Okay, I think there's a bit of a strategy to this that I kind of overlooked. I'm going to be able to move 2, then I'm going to be able to move 3, but she's already going to be at the radar. I'm going to need to restart. Seems as if M16 is still unavailable. Sort of. I don't think she is a unit that you can actually obtain. I don't know if you'll ever be able to obtain her, though. I genuinely don't know. That too. No, they're the same person, but the way that it works is a bit weird. He's just patrolling back and forth. So now I'll be able to move 4 slots. So I'll be absolutely able to catch up. She has a front that takes over. I don't know what you mean. Got you. Ah, so close M16, but not quite. Am I? I will get to meet again. I always offer a warm welcome to brave warriors like you. Damn it. At the moment when M16 was immobilized, Nemra disappears among the soldiers who brought up from the rear. There's no trace of her. Well. That's rank. We. Oh yeah, you can actually get boxes for this stage already. That's very nice. Outside Paradise Underground based on the outskirts of Berlin. M16A1 leans down to inspect the Knight's corpse lying on the ground. She raises an eyebrow at what she sees. Okay. The familiar rumble of an announces her partner's timely return. Beak springs herself off a bike briskly. She got away. Doesn't matter. M16 shakes her head and gets to her feet. Her attacks were very peculiar. Javier's intel failed to mention that. I never expected decent intel from people whose intel systems are about as secure as a sieve. I stayed on the chase for quite a while and only lost her when she started messing around with my navigation system. They have even more tricks up the sleeves than we imagined. So have you figured out what they are here for? I took a long around inside and found a lot more corpses than stated in the report. If I'm not mistaken, this place might have been used as some sort of petri dish. So I'm actually stepping on counters of dead specimens? Ugh. Notify the Western group of forces and ask for reinforcements. She couldn't have gone far. At the very least, we must find the tracks. Do you think those humans can be trusted? Even Javier can't guarantee their loyalty. The situation has changed. Since the incident on Unity Day, everyone must declare their position. Right now, they desperately need to prove their innocence. What is it? I'm just thinking that you seem to have changed quite a bit after your neurocloud adjustment. You were totally different back in Sanguis Ferry. Maybe you're right. I was pretty preoccupied when I was in SF. You know, I do envy you. You never seem particularly bothered by anything. Is that a roundabout way of calling me an airhead? I've got to thank them for reverting my neurocloud to how it used to be. I feel so much more like myself, especially when I recall the stupid things I did in the past. M16 shrugs, then she smacks Beak on the shoulder. In any case, it's impossible to turn back the clock. Stop thinking about so much nonsense. About such nonsense. Let's go. Inside an ordinary apartment in Berlin. Okay. A glamorous-looking woman has cleared the room thoroughly. To making sure that all traces have been erased, she walks up to the holographic projector reverently and flicks through the empty locks with such satisfaction. Father, our dirty little secrets have all been buried 6 feet under. Other than you and me, no one else knows. This is my... Rumby's voice comes to an abrupt halt and her respectful demeanor vanishes in the blink of an eye. She glances at the door with some distaste before hastily turning off the projector and sauntering out into the living room. Blood. No sign of the target. Gamma Delta, search the rooms. Roger. No sign of the target. All records have been purged. We're too late. This is Sterling. The enemy is ahead of us. They've already deserted this hideout. We can't find any useful clues. Not again. We've just got them by the tail for only for them to give us a slip. Big face bothers me. You can't tell if that's an open mouth. It's a tongue sticking out. What do we do now? Leave the place to my subordinates. Make your way here and link up with me. We must ensure the safety of other stealthy folk. Understood. Call disconnected. Starting switches off her earpiece and turns to beckon other 3 teammates, whose searches have been equally fruitless. Also, now we know what dolls they are. They're Sterling and their friends. Withdraw. M16 makes a call through a special hotline that has never been used before. There's a squad 7094 of the Western Group of Forces awaiting orders from Nike, whatever. Please verify your command authorizations. Is this new standard procedure for command handovers? Yes, ma'am. Ever since the local garrison's signal mix-up, all command authorizations must now be confirmed and reinstated. If you please, ma'am. You people are finally showing some caution. Goddammit, ask. We're just following orders from the central authority. You don't have to justify yourself. Just get on with it. Authorization confirmed. Codename Black Box. Acting on behalf of Zelensky's office. Confirmed. Command transfer authorized. Transfer complete. Please give the order, Black Box. Your target is Nemlin. Data gathered from Alaska Carter have been transferred to you. She has the ability to interfere with doll systems. Understood. Search for new raiders. I've sent your last scene in coordinates. Shot I, Hardy. What? What? I know what you mean, but I don't know what you mean with I can't tell how that would sound entirely, like, whatsoever. Yes, ma'am. We will organize the search right away. Good. Then I'm leaving this matter to you. Transmission terminated. What now? We catch up, of course. Or would it all be pointless, wouldn't it? There's a tweet going on around a certain action being removed from one of the NeuroCloud Live 3D skins for being too lewd. I think I might know which one you're talking about. I have seen some posts about a skin that has a joystick featured on it. I think that might be it. It was, something. Certainly something. At least I think that was a NeuroCloud skin. Actually, there might have been another thing. Yeah, no, it could have been another thing. It could have been another thing entirely. Of one of the new girls in it. Where she would move her hand in a certain manner that people found very interesting. What a slave driver. Come on. Beaks motorbike crumbles once more. It didn't actually do anything classic, it was just a character moving the hand in a certain way. Okay. Nope, we are still using friend echelons, so to speak. Don't worry, you're already linked to Rod. I see. Defeat specific enemies, Nemron. The mission is a failure if the target escapes. I see. That will be a tiny bit of a problem. I also only have one move at the start. You're curious? It doesn't actually show anything. It doesn't show anything at all. It's just a character moving a hand up and down. During the stage, the first move that M16 and teammates make in every round will not cost any APs. I see. Please make full use of this feature to complete the stage. Nemron is very fast. You must reach her before she escapes. Where is she trying to get? I mean, 2 million firepower should be enough for this, right? Assume as much, but you're still curious. Yes. The Hydras are doing fine. Alright. Now, when they said that you're very fast, what did they mean with that? Okay, you just teleport a node. Alright, okay. That's not good. That has turned into a heliport, so that's good. She's also blown up that rock, which is very annoying. Bombard. Can I bombard that place? No, I can't. Shit. Just bombard a random unit, I guess. I probably did the wrong move by sending both of the units down here. I probably was supposed to move M16 over here. Move the other one or two over to the right. Because there's no way in hell I'm going to catch her. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'm catching her already. This is fine. Or is it? Depends entirely on whether or not it works by just being close to her again. That's what happened last time. But considering the fact that I'm still not actually seeing the end cutscene, no, I don't think that's the case. I think she'll just teleport over to the side and fail me my mission. Oh no, wait, she's actually going for the fight. Never mind. I'm wrong. Okay. I was about to say she seems to be dealing a lot of damage, but then she died. By the way, yes, the missions where you get units for you are usually missions with either one, unit that is completely and utterly overpowered, or 2, a unit that cannot take a single fight. And as you can probably tell, this was the first of the 2. Angie, I need to see. New Soviet military safe house, Berlin. Click. Incoming transmission. I hope you have good news. Then sorry to disappoint, we lost her in the end. Like you still got 2-star drops for some reason. Yeah, they appear. All the time. She's more slippery than any of the targets we've tracked before. Read your report. Is this the area where you lost track of her? Yes. I'll wait for your follow-up report. Ha. There's a region known as the Dead Sea nearby. During World War III, it was a dumping ground for water and waste. It's now a land of death and decay that even birds cannot fly across. A black sun? Without a doubt. It goes without saying that the region is deadly to humans, but even dolls and mechs cannot stay in there for long. They should introduce some low-rarity dolls. They really should, but at the same time, the amount of work and everything probably doesn't make it worth it. I mean, 3 stars get added all the time, by the way. 3 and 4 stars get added all the time. It's just 2 stars kind of have been just chilling. That checks out. We've got a name for the internal purge that just happened. Avernus. Very apt, don't you think? The entrance to the underworld. A perfect name for this Dead Sea. Do 2 stars even get used? Some of them, actually, yeah. Some of them get some very solid mod 3s and PM is better, you think? I don't think there is even a PM. At least not a 2-star? Unless you mean the Walter PPK? Which is a 2-star pistol? Mod 3s make them 3-star? I guess. Sometimes even 4-star. The James Pliat gun. I know what you mean, but I don't think there's a PMM in the game, or a PM. There's a PM06, but that's a Polish gun. I see. Then one must wonder why she'd vanish here. I await your good news. Click. Transmission disconnected. And the scouts. Having one's hands and feet bound is especially uncomfortable for someone who has the habit of chewing their nails. Yes, that's lights turning on. The bright lights suddenly start going out of one after the other in the distance. The ominous snaps seem to be heralding the approach of some unknown being. They echo incessantly around the spacious room, drumming against the heart. Angie? You've been through a lot. Pointless theatrics. Once Angie gets over the initial shock, she's completely unfazed. To be fair, even if she were faced, there's nothing she could do about it. Everything falls silent around her. Snap. A beam of dazzling light shines upon Angie, illuminating the inside of her eyelids to a soft pink even through a blindfold. It just shows how well... Yeah, I guess. She senses an unfamiliar presence not too far away, but she is completely immobilized. Other than her mouth, she can't move a single muscle. Who's there? Angie asks tentatively, but receives no answer, which only cements her speculation. Still, even though she expected the meeting to take place, she did not anticipate the fact that she would appear before her that he would appear before her in the flesh. Nice to meet you, Angelia. I am the one you've been searching for, and you may call me William. It is the voice of an adolescent with the telltale signs of breaking. And you can't help but furrow a brow. He didn't even bother to distort his own voice. Is he too self-confident, or does he have no intention of letting her go? Or perhaps... No, the most astonishing thing is his youth. He's so young, he's practically a child. That is not your real name. Why does it matter? It's just a form of address, a pseudonym. You could call me by something else if you like. I don't mind. After all, that's not the point. The point of is the reason why I've invited you here, Angelia. I wish to have a simple conversation with you. Is this your so-called simple conversation? and your strength against that binds forcefully but cannot achieve so much as a twitch. Indeed. I'm afraid this is a necessary precaution to ensure that we can converse in a fair manner. Damn my fucking ass, are you afraid that I'll bash your skull in? You're mistaken, Angelia. I'm not doing this to protect myself, but to protect you. You want to kill me, and that's no secret. But I must ask you, what exactly is your motive? Are you doing this for vengeance, or for your meager sense of justice? You think I'm after you for some petty revenge? How many people have died because of you? If my sense of justice is meager, then nothing in the world is substantial. Alright, champion of justice. But has it ever occurred to you that I'm simply an arms dealer? Even if I hadn't created these weapons, people would still slaughter each other, even with stones and clubs. You make it sound as if you're not to blame. But the fact remains, so long as you're alive, the world will take a turn for the worse. Julia's like, I'm getting me bonky. She has literally survived nuking herself. If she isn't the most badass woman I've ever heard about, then I don't know who is. No, the fact is that even if you succeed, even if William is dead and Paradise disbands, how will that change anything? Am I really the culprit who plunged the world into misery in the first place? So this is what you invited me for, to listen to your pathetic justification? Wonderful. You're hurling insults now, which means we can begin our discussion in earnest. Because you have run out of arguments to make, isn't that right? You know full well, don't you, Angelia? Hey, thank you for the resub ask for 24 months.
A thing.
2 years at tier 2. Enjoy your emotes. Including the one that you can now use because you're a tier 2, which is a nap. Which I know you like taking. And yet I've never seen you use the emote. Shaking my head. Thank you very much for the resub. You know that I'm not the cause of the sickness that plagues the world. It is the power structure of the world. Those who are at the steering wheel right now. They are the true source of the poison. Someone comes to mind, right? Those people, those politicians, they have the world in the palm of their hand. But all they care about is their self-interests. If you are so righteous, why do you cry foul at a scientist like me, yet choose to overlook those people? Is that what you call justice? I don't see you filled with such righteous indignation as you flirt with those politicians and hand them the butcher's knife. 8 RNFs all the time. Yes. Now that's how we are different from each other, Angelia. I am actually one and the same. We're just using different methods. You resort to guns, while I go with research. We have both taken many lives along the way. Yes, I do admit that was wrong. But this wrongness is the very proof that this world requires change. I am a creator. I'm creating a power that is capable of changing the status quo. That's on a whole different level from putting bullets in the heads of a few inconsequential goons. Only when we possess this power will we have what it takes to do what is right. When that time comes, Angelia, think about it. Who has the right to wield such power? Not you for sure. But who else can create this power? I can bring this power into existence, then bestow it upon someone who deserves it. What do you think, Angie? Do you wish to possess this power? This isn't an invitation, but a screening. A test to find those with enough greed and ambition to make a worthy candidate. Heh, absolute power, eh? Absolute power indeed. Avernus. The ritual begins as the first ray of sunlight shines upon Avernus. 2 suns, each illuminating a path. The path of the mundane world and the path of the merciful Father. Sanctum turned into Devil's Pit, the scales into an altar, drenched in sinner's blood. Each fury with their nails tearing at their breast, they smote them with their hands and cried so loud. When halfway through the journey of our life, through this heaven and hell art we led, thou wast made before I am made. The anguish thou art in perchance withdraws thee from my memory. Jesus Christ, I hate old English. We shall be together in neither heaven nor hell, neither cursed nor redeemed. I did not die, nor yet remained alive. Big Sister Nemron, Father's looking for you. Alright. Olga, give me this file when I'm back. Yes, sister. After a soft ding, Nemron strolls out of the elevator. She walks up to the room ahead with her head lowered, then pushes open the door reverently as she utters a cheerful greeting. No, I don't. I do not. Like Old English. Felicitations, father. Everything is according to plan. Now the whole world shall hear your voice. After a long silence, the figure in the shadow finally responds. You have to read that for your classes. I see. Have the old man finally taken notice? Yes, father. They can no longer overlook your power. Crane has left the room. They live like a pack of hyenas, yet they claim superiority over others. They plot and scheme for the sake of pointless influence, but haven't the faintest concern for the future of the world. You will soon possess influence. No, Nemron, all I need is power. Between power and political intrigue, they will only submit to power in the end. Whoever holds more power than anyone else who can make the whole world listen to anything they say. Your power will become the key to changing the world. With power becomes struggle, strive as well as check and balance. Then in the new world, both destruction and rebirth are for you to decide. Can't wait to see the face you'll make. Nemron closes her eyes. Her report has come to an end, but she can't leave just yet. After a brief pause, she slowly lifts her face and takes off her mask. Come here. As if some switch was been flipped, the voice in the shadow suddenly grows a lot more tender. She calmly sits down at the dining table and looks down at an extravagant meal served on exquisite silverware. All these dishes are unfamiliar to her, but she knows that she will enjoy them very much. Time for a prayer. Through me you pass into the city of woe. Through me you pass into eternal pain. Through me among the people lost for Lucy. Her gaze is soft and affectionate. It is directed at a holographic spectre in the corner of the room. Lunacia. Just as the founder of my fabric moved. To rear me was the task of power divine, supremest wisdom and primeval love. Nemron and the figure both closed their eyes and clasped their hands together in a gesture of prayer at the same time. For me things create were none, save things eternal, and eternal I endure. Prayer resounds throughout the dining room. I wonder if she'll shoot him. Like all the other families, they are gathered at the dining table, reciting verses of praise. We shall be together, neither heaven nor hell, neither cursed nor redeemed. I did not die, nor yet remained alive. Love led us to one life. Love led us to one death. Some indistinct murmurs can be heard coming from the direction of that figure. After the prayer, Nemron opens her eyes and finds herself meeting the gentle gaze of the person sitting before her. You are very close to victory. I will have victory for sure, Mother. The figure picks up the cutlery in unconcealable joy and starts slicing up the beef impatiently the moment they finish the prayer. The silver knife scrapes the plate periodically. You are about to change the world. Only I and I alone can save you. You and you, my dear sister. Yes, Lucy agrees. Just a little longer, sister. Soon, I will make those madmen pay. Nemron silently beholds the curious scene. This is her special duty, as well as her very purpose. Okay, he's playing family with reanimated corpses, basically. Big Sister Nemron. The elevator door opens and Nemron strolls out from within. Her mask is now dangling on her fingers, her face dazed. Upon hearing Olga, she turns her head robotically and locks her eyes sharply on the Naito. What is your name? Pardon? I asked you your name. Olga, you start this name on me yourself. Olga. Nemron nods thoughtfully. Did I ask you to stand guard here? Yes. Nemron nods again and walks up to her. Then you must have something to give me. I do. Despite feeling a little confused about Nemron's strange behavior, Olga still hands over the file and hands deferentially. Nemron takes it and starts flipping through it without a word. Sync data. Syncing. Synchronization complete. Half a second later, Nemron closes the file with a nod. Fixes to Nemron. Olga. You've done well. Olga's eyes widen as the cold face becomes the last thing they see. But the corpse falls heavily on the floorboards. She never knew what she'd done wrong until the very end. Which is only natural, since she had not actually done anything wrong. Time to get to work. Nemron tosses the torn-up file onto Olga's body, then strides towards the exit. The dazed expression has vanished from her face. Her memories of everything up until the moment when she met Father have returned, as they have countless times before. Okay. Okay. File AS importing. Inside Paradise's temporary base. A tall and slender knight who walks up to a tea-doll, who seems to be asleep. She utters a greeting. Hello, Pandora. The next second, RPK-16's eyes snap open. Hello, Mrs. Grey. What an unexpected visitor. I didn't think you'd remember me. I have no time for such nonsense. That's understandable. So, do you have a new job for me? Count yourself lucky. We are ready to keep you in our end of the bargain. Oh? RPK-16 smiles faintly with the narrowed eyes. We're leaving for Berlin for the time being. Someone will escort you to our base. Your base? That's right, our actual base. From now on, you're officially one of us, Pandora. Rejoice. You've kept me waiting long enough. RPK-16 blinks and promptly gets to her feet. Well... do I go through one more cutscene? Actually, this one's already clear. We've finished Singularity, Chapter 1. You might notice that that is 8 of 61 levels. Now, there will be a lot more combat in the following ones, but yeah. However, I am basically out of time for today. And thus, I shall end my stream after raiding someone. Well, let me just quickly figure out who I will raid, though. As there is a few people streaming, apparently. Let's go and... yeah, actually, let's just go and say hello to Artemis, who's playing Pokemon. I know, actually... is there someone else playing Gods Frontline right now? There are... but they seem to be significantly further into the event. So... yeah. Let's just go and say hello to Artemis. It's the simple solution to a simple problem. That doesn't look like Pokemon. Yes, I will still drink as the raiding is going on. But yeah. I shall end my stream for today. And be back tomorrow with Hunt Showdown. Yeah. Next week is going to be a little bit interesting because there's going to be a varied mixture of games to be played. Because we still have to finish Valhalla. I do want to continue Yakuza. And I do want to play the event of this game. That's for sure. So, yeah. Thank you very much for the follow, Dark Caves. You feel like you understand GFL less? Well, there's a very simple solution. Play the story. Anyway, have a good night. I'll be taking my leave. Take care. I hope you enjoyed the stream.